see everybody. Good practice. Wrapped up a good week of practice here this week. Guys need a couple days off, getting a couple injuries, getting banged up, so it'll be good to get them rested today. Tomorrow we'll watch this film on Monday and get back at it Tuesday. So I see a lot of good things. I see some inconsistencies that you would expect this early in spring, but guys have a really good attitude, working really hard, and we have the nucleus to have a very good football team.
Questions?
Mark, did y'all scrimmage today? And if so, how was it?
We did not
good?
scrimmage today.
Okay.
No, we weren't quite prepared. We were inside and didn't want to do that, so we just we moved the ball and had a thud, but the coordinators were calling from the sidelines and everybody was off the field, so it's as scrimmage-like as we could.
What do you think of the receivers so far?
Receivers are stepping up, getting better. I think we have a really good group. We have some good, talented young guys. Obviously with Tavion with the transfer, and our older guys, it's a good mix, and they're getting better.
Is Cleveland pretty up to speed? Is he kind of going?
He is, but he's it's hard. You're feeling your way through there a little bit, but he's certainly getting better.
Mark, how's DeKel progressing?
DeKel's doing good. He shows really good flashes. He has that speed, the change of direction that we're looking for, big play capability. And once again, I think for a young guy and a guy that was injured last year, just that consistency to constantly show up and do good things. And we will give him opportunities. We'll feature him some this spring, and we'll see how he takes advantage of that.
You mentioned that
Even though he was out last year, and even though I know there'll be some changes with the offense, was he able to get into the playbook some, just being around and learning the offense last year?
Of course, yeah, he's always around, but it's not quite the same. Everybody learns differently. Just to pick up a book and learn it. Sometimes, guys, really all of us, all the players, everybody in this world, it helps to look at it on a playbook, watch it on film, go through walkthroughs, and then get reps. So it takes a little bit of everything to truly get your feet on the ground.
you mentioned the inconsistencies. Obviously, you can't fix everything right now, but what are some big things that you're really trying to hit on right now?
Well, obviously, last year, turnovers kind of go without saying that we need to improve in that area. You have to protect the football, not put the ball on the ground with fumbles first and foremost, and defensively creating some turnovers. I think that's a big thing that jumps out of this.
When you're looking at when you're talking about learning, guys learning, what are you picking up?
Well, for us, it's never-ending process for us. We don't spend hours watching film just because we like to waste time. So we are constantly trying to get better and find different ways, new ways, set things up, be creative. That's our world, presenting one thing and doing another, but also being good at something. And that's where spring is fundamental. It's being a good football player, and that's never going to change. You just have to be good in your area and be very fundamental, and then you can do some things that are cute off of it. But I always talk about that, but it's true. You have to be tough, you have to be physical, you have to be fundamental. That's where it all starts. You're not really going to fool a whole heck of a lot of people.
Time for a couple more.
Mark, one of the things that Rich told us earlier this week was, I see why they've been good on the offensive line and why they're going to continue.
Yeah.
What have you seen from those guys since they put the pads on?
Well, we're just going to carry on that tradition. That's who we are. That's who we've been. That's been set in stone since day one. That we're constantly trying to be a physical, fundamental football team up front. And in this offense, Rich, really needs it that way as well. That's the way, his system and this system will be successful with running the football, being very physical, and then all the play action game off of it. I think you will see, as much creativity in this offense in the run game as you have from us in a long time. And if you watch us, we've been pretty creative in running the ball, going all the way back to the great stuff Eddie did and Liam, and then with this, there's a lot of moving pieces.
How have some of the quarterbacks under Will looked? Bo and all those guys.
They all have their moments. They're all doing some good things, and again, getting better. And it's hard, you know, I'm sure it's tough for those guys and frustrating because they need reps under center and, you know, so it's always a fine line for the quarterbacks because, you know, it's hard to be 4 deep in the spring across the board. And those guys really need every rep they can get, but it's hard, and I'm sure it's frustrating for some of the guys that are not getting as many reps as they would like.
With those guys, what's the challenge of getting those guys ready versus Will, who's just a physical? I mean, just his presence is different than some of those guys.
Well, yeah, that's different. You know, Will has a lot of physical gifts, and you know, but he works extremely hard at it as well. So every guy's different. It doesn't mean everybody has to be like Will. And you know, it's not like that in any other position.
What do you see out of Chris Rodriguez, and just how exciting is it to think about the step that he
What's
can
that?
make at running back, Chris?
Oh, you know, Rich, you know, absolutely loves Chris. You know, that's that style of runner. You know what I mean? Because he's not going backwards very often. So you know, staying ahead of the chains is a big thing in this system and in a lot of systems. So you know, we like what we're seeing there, and we're deep there as well.
Okay, folks, thank you.
Thank you.